I mean, we are in the hands of just desperately wicked people. I don't know how to explain it anyway. I mean, it's so over the top that in cartoons and movies, just everywhere, the listeners send them in every week. Sitcoms, dramas, it's like the bad guy that's going to nerve gas New York's a veteran who's a Christian. The guy that's a child molester is a veteran and a Christian. The guy that murders his wife's a veteran and a Christian. The guy that tortures children is a veteran and a Christian. The guy cooking methamphetamine is a veteran and a Christian. The bad guys in cartoons now against the Fantastic Four, or wear tri-cornered hats and love George Washington. I mean, it's so obvious that they're not doing all this without planning to pull something. I mean, this is like, if I see a raccoon climbing up on top of a trash can, I go, watch, they're going to try to dump that trash can over and eat the trash. I'm no rocket scientist, folks. I've seen raccoons dump over trash cans. I mean, it's like saying that guy's walking up to his door, he's about to put a key in it and open it. Well, how do you know that? Because he lives there. I mean, this is a no-brainer, folks. Like when I see a perch come up to my line to bite it with my kids. That perch is about to hit that line. Watch this, he's coming in. Boom, reel the perch up. I mean, they're openly saying conservatives, libertarians, Christians, veterans are terrorists. There's going to be a war with us. We're going to stage terror attacks. 2 + 2 = 4. They've got a history. They stand to gain. They've done it before. They're rolling it out. When it happens, they did it. There is one chance out of 20 that there's mentally ill copycat veterans out there that hear so much in the movies where veterans are going to bomb stuff that they might actually do it. There's a chance that you mentally ill people might actually... Big deal. You got a better chance of being struck by lightning than being bombed. You got cops running around in giant armored vehicles shaking in fear when you ought to be scared of the 18-wheelers coming on the highway while you're writing tickets. That kills... I forget the number. I think it's almost 1,000 cops last time I saw a year are killed being run over writing tickets. And only in the last few years do cops go around to the passenger side and not sit there with their butt sticking out in the middle of the highway. I mean, you ought to be scared of those 18-wheelers. You ought to be scared of deer jumping in front of you. You ought to be scared of cancer and the glyphosates in the water. Oh, but it's invisible. It's not sexy to be afraid of that. I mean, you're literally under mind control. And let me tell you what I do now, and I'm going to do it more and more. Most of the time I'm busy going somewhere, but when I see a cop bowed up, sticking their chest out, acting weird, it's usually only federal people, armed park rangers I see do that on the Texas coast and other places. I go over and say, why are you so imperious? What's that mean? Arrogant, like you're king. They're like, who are you? Well, what's your problem? My problem is you act like a really weird person. Like I've been to third world countries and cops act like you're acting. Now, what is your problem? Did they hire you because you're OCD and like to boss people around? What's OCD? Well, you need to look it up. Or you have a borderline personality disorder? What's wrong with you? I mean, I just can't handle it. I can't handle people trying to say I'm their slave so they can feel powerful. Let's go ahead and talk to Devin in California. You're on the air, Army vet. What's your take on all this?
Nice to speak with you, Alex. Yes, my name is Devin. I served in Iraq. I was very young when I went in, very naive, believed I was fighting on the side of the world police. I have quite a few points I want to bring up to you. First, I would like to bring up the story about David Knight and Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs. Technically, they were arrested because they were detained against their will at Fort A.P. Hill. Now, my experience, I was stationed at Fort Hood, Texas, with the 4th Infantry Division. My experience with mount sites is that they dress them up depending on the war zone that you're going to be infiltrating. So when I was stationed at Fort Hood, they made them look like the Middle Eastern homes and buildings and so forth. Another thing that they had done was they had hired individuals who looked Middle Eastern. So the one thing that I will... No,
exactly. They're hiring Caucasian, Black, Hispanic role players with John Deere hats and training in Baptist churches. What does that tell you?
Exactly. So that's how you condition the soldiers, depending on the environment that you train them in. So to keep an eye out for that, see what type of people that they hire for
exactly.
that.
Well, I mean, they admit they're openly training for war on libertarians, Christians, conservatives, returning veterans, gun owners. So that's what I'm saying, folks. The government is pure rogue now, preparing for war with us. What should we do about that?
Yeah, well, now that I've been living in California, which is a pretty tyrannous state, you know, I have to deal with all the gun laws here. Anyways, another point I wanted to bring up was the Indiana police sergeant in Morgan County, which definitely, you know, threw me off my chair when he was talking about war with veterans because we've been, with our knowledge, to build IEDs. Now, when was the last time a returning veteran actually improvised an IED and set it off to the American streets? I can't remember.
Well, actually, teaching everybody about IEDs and hyping it will actually introduce it as a new weapon. That's what I'm saying. You'll have real people start IEDing because it's like when they teach kids don't commit suicide but show them how to do it, suicide explodes under death education. Video, Border Patrol attempts to seize phone from libertarian filming inland checkpoint stop. Now, the illegals are all being legalized. By fiat, felons are allowed to go free. When I was down at the Texas border, no more Border Patrol down there. They were just writing people tickets for, you know, camping wrong or whatever. It's here. But then the Border Patrol will be used even 100 miles in. 70+% of the country lives on a border or the coast. And they want to search your car at these. This has happened to me. In fact, the videos are posted in the article where I say no. But I laugh at them and stuff and say, come on, guys. I know the narcotics are getting shipped in by the government. You know I'm a U.S. citizen. And they, you know, end up backing down because I get out of the car and laugh at them. You stay in the car and sit and just talk to them, you get attacked. Windows knocked out, you name it. Here's the audio and video of the exchange. This is in El Paso, Texas. So this is closer to the border. Only a few miles away, but it is an inland checkpoint after they've gone through the first one. And this is what happened. Here it is.
Well, the inspection's not going to happen.
Yeah, the inspection's not going to happen, sir. We're in the United States.
Inspection's going to happen. Inspection's going to happen.
What is that?
And the sheriff's on the way.
This is outside El Paso, away from the border.
Of your personal out of the vehicle. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll take it from there.
All right, my lawyer's been called. This is not happening.
When you live down there, you go through them every day.
My authority, right? Because I'm not federal. Get out of your vehicle.
That's the local sheriff.
I'm confused as hell.
Right.
I'm really confused.
You know,
Have we broken a traffic law?
Have we broken a law?
what is this?
Have we broken a law?
Right? No, this is probable cause.
They think
right?
checkpoints
And
are
now you guys
normal.
Are just snowballing onto it.
Snowballing onto what?
Onto
Get out
what?
of the vehicle.
Are we being detained?
Are we being detained for some reason?
Yes, you are. Let's go. You're being detained because a canine has hit on your vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of the vehicle.
Those fat, these are talk show hosts doing this, by the way.
The same thing on a
These are
freaking
fat
traffic
dogs
stop.
that get
Get
biscuits.
Out of your car.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now they're going to get his phone. Now, this is where they really cross the line, not just their checkpoint. Well, they grab the phone away. Coming up in a few minutes.
Sir, can I have your phone?
No, you may not.
I don't know if it's a weapon or not.
It's not a weapon.
I'm letting you know right now. I don't know if it's a weapon, if it's a knife, or it's a gun. Let me have your phone.
You
I'll
can
put
look
it in
at it.
there.
Yeah, because a slave can't have a
No,
phone.
that's not happening. You're not bringing
Then we're not getting out of the car.
Let me have
You're
it.
not having my phone.
I don't know if it's a weapon or not.
You know full well it's not a weapon. Are you kidding me?
It's an iPhone.
Step out of the vehicle.
It's not happening.
I tell you, there's a lot of pretty places near the borders and the coast, but man, I mean, having to deal with these Border Patrol every day.
Could you please put your hands off me?
Anything but illegal aliens is all they harass. Look at these guys looking for drugs. Ha! Go look at the major banks.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, most paper money has cocaine on it because, you know, it goes through all that, and they can say they can take any money you've got if there's any drugs on any of it. See, it's all designed to make us guilty. Oh, boy. Look at that dog. I had cops want to search my car once, and they went and got a drug dog, and the dog alerted. There's about as many drugs in my truck as there are Easter bunnies. There goes the dog. It's all an excuse. Then they grab his camera away. We're out of time for this hour. I'm going to come back in a little bit of overdrive and hit a couple other articles, but see the full video and the whole article at Infowars.com. And this just broke. Nintendo promises to push gay agenda on children. Now the characters can kiss and, well, do things together. The little boy characters for your children. That's Nintendo now bringing you the sexualization of small children. They used to call that pedophilia. Now they call it racist if you don't support gambling.
GCNlive.com today.
So there you go. We'll be right back. Infowars.com/show for audio feeds. From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.